Hi, I'm Emma and I'm the host of the Next Chapter series. I am here today with the fabulous Yrsa. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Emma?
I am so good. Even better for being here with you.
Oh, wonderful.
Now, I know, lovely to be here again. First question I wanted to ask is, why did you play music?
Why do I play music? I think I grew up in a household where arts were very much encouraged. Dancing, acting, music. And I actually played soccer for a year. And then I realized that was not my thing. Not very athletic generally. And then my mom was like, oh, maybe you should like try singing lessons. Because I used to like make up my own songs when I was truly like 5 years old. And I had my own language and everything. It was insane. Crazy child. And yeah, my mom thought maybe you should start singing, and then I did, and then I didn't stop.
Wow. Now you can say no. Do you want to give us a show of this made-up language and one of your fabulous made-up songs?
Girl, it's been many years.
Been many years? Okay,
I'm rusty.
Put on behind that is so fine.
Yeah.
Well then, if music was a part of your life growing up, what kind of stuff were you listening to? What was the music that helped you decide this was what you wanted to do?
I think I was definitely a theater kid, so a lot of musical theater music was my jam growing up.
Yep.
And I think later, when I was, in my early teens, I really started getting into Taylor Swift, obviously,
nice.
as girls do. And I think that was definitely sort of a shaping factor for me wanting to sing more.
Okay.
Yeah, musical theater,
that's
Taylor
cool.
Swift.
Do you feel like musical theater has influenced how you write songs today?
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'm actually I have a strong opinion on this regarding my own music, because I think my music is very much storytelling. Whenever I write something, I really think, okay, but what do I want to tell people, and what is the most effective way to phrase the things that I have to say, right?
Right.
And I think sometimes people try to use, too much figure of speech.
Okay.
Whereas I think, you should sometimes just get to the point and just say what you want to say, and maybe tell a story just in the exact words as it happened. And really painting a picture like that, so people who listen to it can paint that picture and simultaneously still give their own meaning to it. So I think musical theater definitely has shaped my songwriting in that sense.
That's so good. You're obviously like very a relatable songwriter. We've got that's obviously how you do the lyrics. How do you come up with the music?
Well, honestly, so sometimes my process has basically two different types of strategies. Either I have just a line that got stuck in my head for a while. So I heard something honestly on the bus, or I heard something at work. I read something in a book, and I'll write it down, and it'll get stuck in my head, and I'll sit down with my guitar or piano, and I just know that one line, and I'll just start playing around with the guitar, and from there usually the rest of the lyrics will follow, or I'll write like a bit of a verse beforehand, and I'll put it to paper. And other times I know that I want to write something, and I know there is something that's trying to find its way out of my head or my hands, but I don't really know what, and I'll just start playing music. I'll just start improvising, just start doing random chords until something sounds good, something clicks, really. And then I know, okay, I've got my chords now. What are these chords? Because these chords are coming from my subconscious in a sense, right? What are these chords trying to tell me right now?
Wow, okay.
And then I start writing from there. I just start listening to the music and trying to figure out what the meaning behind the sound is. And I think it can be really deep sometimes, and it can also just mean absolutely nothing at other times. Yeah,
that is so cool. What do you reckon is the thing you've created that you're proudest of? Is it like one lyric, an entire song, even maybe a chord progression? What is your proudest moment as a musician?
I think my best music has been written more recently.
Okay.
Because I've really been trying to focus on storytelling through actual like painting pictures, right? Not just so like cool. I did this and you did that and this is this. Like I'm really trying to paint a vivid image of what I see in my own mind, and I think I've been doing that lately more so in my music. I'm trying to really let the music take sort of the background, and then let the words paint the picture. One of my more recent songs, Neil's Hammer Coffin, definitely is an example of that, because it paints a very dark picture with the lyrics, and the chords really help draw the listener in, and it's really using all of this imagery of death.
Ooh, okay.
of a burial, of digging a grave, and I think that is definitely one of my peaks songwriting wise.
That is
absolutely
awesome. Now, is that the one we're about to hear when we cut to the video?
Yes.
Incredible.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say about it really quickly, or do you reckon you've pretty much covered what's going on there?
I think it's a song that you can view from a number of different angles, and I wouldn't say it has one specific meaning. Personally, when I wrote it, I wasn't really thinking about what I was writing. I was just letting it come to me in the moment, and so for me, it doesn't have one singular meaning. To me, it means something different every time I listen to it, and every time I play it as well. It can really depend on the audience and the vibe in a room, what the song means to me and how emotionally attached I am to it. There have been times I play it and I'm just on the verge of tears because it hits so differently in that moment, and there are times when I can play it completely detached and not really feel anything. So I think with that in mind, listen to this song and try to imagine what you yourself envisage with these lyrics and this music.
I buried my soul beneath the surface, 6 feet under, feelings drown beneath it. Undercover, tried to escape from the living, but you were really good at digging through my dirt. If you are the hammer, then I am the nails. You slammed into my coffin and tied me to the rails, till some mad machine would run me to my grave. You stopped that train, but if you hate me, why can't you set me free? Solid casket was too much to ask for someone who wanted me to die alive. Breathing oxygen was just above your limits. Dead eyes will never be forgiven. If you slammed into my coffin and tied me to the rails, till some mad machine would run me to my grave. You stopped the train, but if you hate me, why can't you set me free? If we buried the hatchet, why did you dig my grave? Driftwood is never good enough to build a home. If you hate me, why can't you let me go? No eulogy, no autopsy, no headstone, no nothing.
Now, I'm sure people will be able to come up with their own opinion now that they've seen the video, but how do you want audiences to feel just in general? What do you want to try and create with your music when you're playing to an audience?
I think the most pressing feeling I have when writing music is oftentimes a longing for the past. Because, you know, these days I think the present and the future are very haunting. There are a lot of social, societal issues that weigh heavily on not only me, but, you know, society and people around us and the environment. And I think what I'm trying to create for people is this nostalgic longing to a past that, you know, existed when you were a child or when you were younger and your life looked differently. Not to overly romanticize it, but also to reflect on it and think, was it really better back then than it is right now?
Okay.
How did things change? And has your life gotten worse or better per se, or do we just need to reflect upon, you know, past, present, future in a different way than we're doing at the moment?
Wow. There are so many questions I want to ask about that, but I will start with, because you mentioned change. How do you feel like you've changed as a songwriter, as a person, I guess, just in general? How do you feel you've changed?
I think I've started letting go of many things. One of which is the sort of traditional structure of a pop song.
Of that.
When I started writing music, I was really, you know, trying to adhere to these rules. Like you have a verse and a pre-chorus and a chorus and then a verse and a bridge, you know. And I'm trying to not listen to those rules anymore at this moment. I'm just trying to write what I want to write, and sometimes that doesn't fit in this system or structure that other people have devised to, you know, create a successful song. Because for me, ultimately, when writing music, I'm not writing for people. I'm writing for myself, or I'm writing, you know, for myself to listen back and create a certain feeling. And so I think I've started letting go, and I've changed my way of writing. I've changed the flexibility within my melodies. Like I'm trying to create more distance between like the lowest point and the highest point of a tone, like in the music, or I'm trying to keep it all very monotonous and you know, just I think the sound has to support the lyrics at times. And I think you can really create more powerful lyrics by the way you use your voice and the way you use your instrument. And I think that has shifted from where I started and where I am now. Yeah, right.
And then, oh gosh, because you mentioned like a successful song, and then you were talking earlier about the industry or about society and that kind of thing. What is your take on the music industry at the moment? How do you feel about being a musician in the current climate?
Can I curse?
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
It's fucked.
It's fine. Okay.
It's
Love
so
it.
fucked.
Going in hard.
It is difficult to get gigs. Then when you think you get a gig, they ghost you because they think your fees are too high, and you know they should be able to get a original singer-songwriter who plays their own music and brings their own gear for you know, like $50 for multiple hours. It's difficult. There's so much AI involved in the music industry at the moment. Like, we're not even talking about streaming services. Because God, that's a whole. I could do a podcast
streaming
on
services.
That. Not doing that.
Evidence again. Everyone needs a podcast. It needs to happen.
It needs to happen.
Yes, absolutely.
So the music as an industry, I think, no.
No. Okay. What is your dream gig?
Oh.
You do anything at all?
Oh God.
Going deep.
Oh. No, I don't know.
Don't know.
No.
Okay. Incredible.
I think I have to dream bigger for myself to be able to answer that question.
Well, that is an okay question because you just got me another 3 questions. Mark can't hold me against that one.
All right. Shoot.
So, okay. My other one was going to be, what's the most memorable experience you've had playing live? What's your favorite memory of it? Or just the weirdest one. Probably completely different.
Memorable. I remember the first time I ever did a live gig with my own music. So there were no covers involved. I actually broke down crying in the middle of a song. Right. It was was a little bit embarrassing, but there was nearly no one there. So like, it was fine. You know, if there wasn't a big crowd, I think I chose a few songs that may have been emotionally too charged, and I didn't think that they would hit me in the moment, but they did. And I just broke down. I burst out crying.
Huge experience.
So like bawling on the stage, and I was like, "Oh my god, how am I going to keep going after this?" Like I had 3 more songs on my set list. I was like, "Oh fuck."
You know what? I know. I think we need more of that. Just that openness. That sounds really hard for you, but at the same time, that would have been something else to witness. Like just someone so experiencing the music.
It hasn't happened since.
Hasn't happened since.
No,
Okay.
I tried to limit
Yep.
myself.
You'll limit the tears on stage.
I'm like,
I get that.
a girl needs to get going. Like I have shit to do.
Get going. Absolutely. Alrighty. And then it's basic question, but it's the serious name. It's why we're here. So what is the next chapter for you, Yrsa?
The next chapter for me, I think it's getting back into songwriting. Yeah, I haven't touched my guitar for a little bit. I haven't really written much over the last few weeks. I've been a little stressed out, and I feel like the problem is sometimes with songwriting, sometimes you don't want to write because you're not feeling it. But in those moments, that's like the exact point where you should be writing. Like you should be just doing it. Right?
Absolutely.
You should at least try and gather ideas, and then at some point where you feel that little spark of inspiration, give in. Right? But that's difficult because we're also tied to like a 9-to-5 lifestyle, and we all have stuff to do. And I need to keep sort of reminding myself that it's okay to make space for music, because that's also a form of self-care almost.
Right.
And like taking care of, your mental well-being.
Okay, and how much time do you think people need to spend devoting time to music?
It's important, isn't it? As they want.
Okay.
No, I think people should listen to music heaps. Like they don't necessarily need to make music. Although I think even if you suck at making music, I don't think there's such a thing as being bad at making music. Because there's all these rules. But you can just say, I don't give a shit.
There's no definition.
I don't care about the rules. I'll just make something.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be quote unquote good.
Yep.
If it gives you something, brings you something, or brings other people something, then I think it's worth creating.
That's perfect. See, you hear that, everybody? Yrsa wants you to go out there, make some music, get onto it. We hope to see you on next chapter later on. Thanks so much for being here. Talk to you next time.
See ya.